Namaste, everyone. Have you ever looked at a birth chart and wondered why this or that person has a problem in this or that sphere of life, but there is no obvious visible affliction out there? Well, if you ever had a situation like that, then you came across a blind spot. A blind spot is something that is not immediately visible and is kind of, non-standard affliction in a Vedic birth chart and in a Vedic astrology. And actually there are several little yogas like that, several sensitive points like that, which are very commonly overlooked during Vedic astrology reading or during the learning process. And this is why I decided to do these small workshops, 6-hour workshop, just to address, those things which I have seen to be missed in birth charts several times. And the reason why I decided to do that, because I actually experienced this many times myself. I had many people coming to me to Vedic astrology reading, to a Jyotish reading, and they would tell me, this and that astrologer told me that this sphere of my life should be great, but it really isn't. It's quite the opposite of it. Why is that so? And very often the case scenario is that one of the typical, let's say, blind spots was overlooked by the astrologer. Something that is not immediately visible in a birth chart. So this is what this workshop is dedicated to, trying to understand our own blind spots. Because interestingly enough, those things which are not immediately visible in a birth chart, they very often are also the things that even we ourselves are not aware that they are there within us. And this is fascinating, to study, to look into that, to observe that. Because I'm quite sure that each of us, we have some sphere of life in which we struggle. And maybe we experience continuous struggle. And maybe it's very hard to improve. And then you sometimes may ask yourself, why is that? Where does it come from? What can I improve to actually make a difference? So this is also what this course is dedicated to. This small workshop is dedicated to just steer your awareness, towards that direction, towards, a little different way of looking at chart, a little more holistic way when it comes to looking at Vedic birth chart. Because in my personal experience, generally there are two reasons only why people might miss something in a birth chart, why we might miss some important piece of information. This is either because you look at it too closely, you focus too much on separate planetary placements in isolation, but you don't look at whole sequence. This is first common reason. The other common reason is that we don't look closely enough. This is when we miss, those tiny little details which are maybe not immediately visible, like the details coming from Panchang, the details coming from certain sensitive spots in a birth chart itself. So on this workshop, we will talk about these commonly overlooked details, which include certain yogas, certain planetary sequences, certain rare planetary avastas or states, and also the sensitive points. So I hope you will enjoy watching this workshop. If you didn't participate yet, I invite you to do so, because every person who joined this workshop so far, they don't only enjoyed it very much, but they say that it helped them actually to see certain things in their birth chart that they were never aware of. So if you're interested, you can sign up for this workshop. You will find all the links below. And I do hope that it will also help you to learn something new about yourself and to uncover and demystify your own blind spots. Namaste.